Within the galaxy, what is the name of the galaxy to which our solar system belongs? The Milky Way galaxy. Why is Earth more spherical than the Moon? Because Earth's gravity is stronger. What is the property of an object that returns to its original shape after a force is applied and then removed? Elasticity. If a proton carries a positive charge, what kind of charge does an electron carry? A negative charge. What happens to sound in a vacuum? It is not transmitted. When two objects collide, how are the forces they exert on each other related? They are equal. What is the explosion that occurs when a star dies called? A supernova. Which force increases as the mass of an object becomes larger? Gravity. Between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, which is the sun's energy source? Nuclear fusion. What is the phenomenon in which a solid changes directly into a gas without passing through the liquid state? Sublimation. Besides DNA, which other nucleic acid is there? RNA. Which tissue causes plant stems to become thicker? The cambium. In Bohr's atomic model, by what are the electron energy levels determined? Quantum numbers. Which scientist first proposed the continental drift of Earth's continents? Alfred Wegener. What is the main cause of vertical mixing in seawater? Wind. Under what condition can water vapor in the air change directly into ice? When the air temperature is very low. What are the chemical substances that help transmit signals in nerve cells called? Neurotransmitters. In which ocean are changes in sea surface temperature associated with the El Niño phenomenon? The Pacific Ocean. When light is focused by a lens, how does the temperature change at the focal point? It increases. What is the principle by which a tumble dryer dries clothes? Hot air and rotation. In which direction does Earth rotate? From west to east. Why can sensory organs send information to the brain? Because they are connected by nerves. What happens when a magnet is cut in half? Each piece has a north pole and a south pole. When light passes from water into air, how does the angle of refraction change? It increases. Where does human digestion begin? In the mouth. What is the visible phenomenon called when a meteor enters the atmosphere and burns? A meteor. Which hormone regulates the level of sugar in the body? Insulin. When ice melts, how does its state change? It becomes a liquid. Why do you momentarily feel weightless inside an elevator? Because downward acceleration reduces apparent weight. What is the phenomenon called when light bends as it passes through glass? Refraction. What is a representative example where the law of conservation of momentum applies? A collision. What is the criterion for distinguishing between conductors and insulators? Whether or not electric current can flow. What do we call a wire made of a material that conducts electricity? Conducting wire. The change in the moon's phases occurs because of what? Its revolution around Earth. Through what does AI learn by itself? Data. In a saturated atmosphere, what is the relationship between the dew point and the air temperature? The dew point is lower than the air temperature. What happens to the volume of an object when it becomes hot? It expands. What is the negatively charged particle that orbits the atomic nucleus called? An electron. What do you call molten rock that is erupted during a volcanic eruption? Lava. What are the dark spots observed on the sun's surface called? Sunspots. Thanks for watching all the way through. Share your science knowledge in the comments. Your support helps us create even more science quizzes. See you in the next one.